Hi everybody, I'm going to come by and share with you real quick just how I created this really simple book. And I mean simple as in you can remove the pages. It's that simple. So if you've got something you want to do where you want to change it around, or might have the possibility you want to change it around, something, I was asked to do this, so I'm gonna share with you how I did it. The size is really irrelevant, just whatever size you want to do. So I'm gonna do a smaller one. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I hope this angle's good. I've got a new clamp for my camera. I'm so excited. So I've done a little preparation work ahead of time. This is nothing more than corrugated cardboard. It was a recycled box. And I measured out four inches and I scored it. And then 2.5 inches and I scored it. That's going to be the cover. Alright. I've made a thinner piece of recycled cardboard that I've made just a little smaller than what will be the spine. Alright. I'll have to fix that where I won't bump it. Alright, and then I'm just going to cut the paper in half lengthwise, and I've divided it into 3 sections. And I'm just going to show you one of them. I'm going to fold it in half. I've scored it. I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to fold the other leg back. Alright, so it's going to go in the spine like this, and the signature like this, and then it'll have an extra flap. Alright, this is going to be a little ATC book where I can put ATCs that I've made or that people have given me. Alright. So I'm going to fold these up, and no, I'm not. I'm going to show you how I covered the cover first. Alright, this is just a piece of cardstock that I've done a little texture paste on. I'm going to do a piece of art on it, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to do like an art journal page on it. Alright, but what I want to do first is to cut this in half. So, alright, the reason that I want to cut this in half is, besides the fact that it would have been on the verge of being short to wrap around, but when you glue this down, if you would have glued it in one piece, when you go to close it, it would want to rip your paper. So I'm only going to glue it right now to the surface of the cover. And I'm hoping that I got enough Mod Podge left to do this. Alright. I just want to put a light layer kind of in the middle on the paper. Oops. I'm a dripping fool today, huh? And like I said, my Mod Podge is at the very bottom, so it's got chunks of cardboard and my cardboard has a crease in it, and I'm not worried about that kind of stuff right now. Okay, one of the things I can tell already is I need to find something else to clip the clip to, other than to my desk. Or when I'm rolling polymer clay, y'all are going to be taking a ride. Alright, so I'm going to turn this over. Burnish it down. I can see it right here in the corner. There's a little more glue. Alright, just need to hold this down until it catches. Alright, no matter what size you make the cover, you want to be sure that your cover paper is about 1 inch bigger on all sides, because that's how we're going to fold it over and make it look nice and neat. Alright, first thing we need to do is to clip the corners, and the best advice I can give you is to cut it where you're leaving a little bit. That might be a touch too much. Alright, something like that. It doesn't need to be exact. I am by no means a perfectionist. Alright, and then we're gonna fold these over like that. Alright, and then Mod Podge it down. Alright, but the first thing I want to do is, just like I was telling you, is to close the book. And then I can decide whether I want to trim it or to leave it. And I think I'm going to trim it. Alright. I'm going to trim it. I'm going to trim past the cover. I beveled it back just a bit. Alright. Alright, now I will add a little Mod Podge and glue these down. Alright, here it is, all folded in. Now, if you're going to paint it, I would suggest painting it now, before we put the spine on, and before we put the end papers in. Alright, So I'm gonna step aside and paint the covers, I guess. Alright, but I'll be back after I do that. Alright, here it is. I've just put a base layer of paint down on the book cover. I can still stamp and do whatever at a later time. And then I painted another sheet. And because I don't like to measure, I do measure from time to time, but I just laid the sheet of paper and marked where it would where I would cut it. And then glued my end papers down. Alright, now I need a piece of something for the spine, so that's what I'm going to work on next. Alright, I just decided to go ahead and use the rest of my sheet of paper, and I'm just going to mark it. I want enough to come up the edge a little bit. Alright. So, just need to cut that out, and I'll be back. Alright, now I've glued it across the middle again on the cover and on the cover paper. Now I'm going to fold it like the book was closed and then wrap the edges around. You may need to go back in and add a little glue. Alright, I'm just going to hold that in place till it catches. Alright, and now what I want to do is just clip some little V's. Alright, here, 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 and here. Alright. Alright, and then just, we did everywhere else. It'll glue on both parts. Alright, you can see that little V is just to cut out the bit of the cover that would be in the fold, and it would create thickness and cause trouble. Alright, so I just need to hold that down till it sticks, and then we'll be ready to do the middle. Alright, the next bit we want to cover this center section up. I'm just going to leave about a ½ inch top and bottom, and I'm going to fold over the top and the bottom, but I'm not going to fold over the sides, and I'll show you why. Alright, now back to the page talked about at the beginning. What I've done is I've drawn this out where I can use both halves of the piece of paper and get more pages out of one sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half lengthwise, and I'm going to fold on the lines that I've made. And it is some quite stout cardstock, and you can just do it with regular copy paper. I've done that before. just going to take my scoring tool, my bone folder, and I'm going to score that. Whoa. Alright. Now that I've scored it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold half of it towards the center and the other flap towards the back. So that this will be your page and then this will be your flap. Alright, I'm going to do that to the rest of them and stack them up, and then I'll be right back. Alright, and this will be the last thing you'll need. We want some 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch will work, just some satin, some sort of ribbon. This is just an off-ray ribbon, Galena brand. Alright. Alright, now I've got 4 signatures of papers. A signature is just the section of pages put together to make a book. Alright, so I've got 4 of them. So I'm going to take this spine liner, we'll call it, and I'm going to cut 4 slots on each end. And they don't need to go in very far, as you can see, because our pages are close to the same size as the book. Alright, so you... Alright, let me try this again. I had to charge my battery, and then I had to charge my battery when I realized that the charger wasn't working. Man, nothing like doing it wrong. Do it right and don't do what I do. Alright, now we've got our 4 slits cut and 4 pieces of wire. I'm gonna lordy, 4 pieces of ribbon, and I'm gonna glue them down where they slot into the fake spine, as I'm gonna call it. I think is what I said. Alright, so that's what I want to do. Gonna get it in the slot and put a little glue underneath so that they'll lay down flat. Alright, while I do those 4, I'll be back. Alright, now I'm just going to glue the middle section. Alright, I hope y'all got that. This is the part that's going to be glued down. Alright. Now when this piece is in right, you can see it fits across the width of the spine of the book on the inside. Alright. So I'm just going to hold that in place and let it dry. Alright, I've trimmed these edges back just a little bit. I've left about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. And then I've gone in with my bone folder and gave it a good crease. Alright. And then I'm just going to glue that down. Alright, and I'm just going to want to hold those down till they stick. Alright. Alright, and then the last thing is to take your signatures, which is just your 4 sheets. Alright. And you're going to tie each one of them in. Whoa. Yeah, I'll have to figure out where to position the clip for my camera so that I'm not bumping it and wiggling it around. But I'll get it. Have no fear. Alright, so there is one signature. Alright, you can cut the bow off, you could just tie it in knots if you wanted to. I kind of like the look, so I'm going to leave it. Alright, so I'm going to put the rest of this together and I'll come back and show you. Alright, here it is, our finished book. And that's exactly the way that I did this other one. Alright, I just did this one smaller. I did these with copy paper instead of the cardstock. And I sprayed it with Lindy's Stamp Gang. I covered this one with brown paper sack that I did a faux leather technique on, and I have a tutorial on that. Alright? So, any size. Very simple, no sewing involved. Alright? Alright. I hope that helps Chris and whoever else had asked about the tutorial, and I believe it was Nola wanted to know about the covering the book. Alright? Alright, I shall holler at y'all later. Bye now.